What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Drop Gems here with another gem for you this evening, today, whatever you want to call it. We got It Follows 2014. I'm back with another massive rant, a massive rant on It Follows, and it's not a good one, people. It's a bad one. Check this out. 2014, It Follows. I keep saying it over and over because it is a cool title, but when you see this movie, boy, oh boy. So, yeah. With this movie, I'm going to have to definitely follow the Wikipedia plot, and that is something I want to just read from Wikipedia with this, because this is something that's on the internet for everybody to see. They go to it, they look up the movie, this is what they read, so I want to go over that and a little bit of that, and yeah, just a couple scenes from the movie if I can. So, brief breakdown of this movie. A young woman is followed by an unknown supernatural force after an encounter, a physical encounter. Um, So, yeah, basically, now I just want to get to the meat of what I want to say about this movie. All right, that I've seen a lot of shit on the internet, shit on YouTube. The viewers, horror reviewers I watch, praise this movie, talking John Carpenter like vibe and music and tone and feel. And what the fuck are they talking about? Shut your stupid pie hole up. Shut that dirty mouth up, that lying sack bahole that you call lips, you know, because that's not true, people. This movie is complete shit. This movie is nowhere near John Carpenter feel. This movie is nowhere near any type of feel. It's a fucking piece of shit movie. All right? And that's the bottom line. And there's this scene in this movie where they try to be scary. Here's the scene. Here's a clip from the scene. And it's as soon as I saw this guy come out from behind this girl, I know this guy. He's from Everybody knows this guy, okay? He's a 7-foot dude. He's one of the largest dudes in the world or something. He has a disability. Look at him. I mean, I knew it was him, so it wasn't scary. It just wasn't fucking scary when you know who it is. It's like, could you get to anybody else besides somebody that's known? And it didn't scare me. And it's like, that's a cheap fucking scare, and it's just cheap hype. That's what this movie is, cheap hype, and it's shit. And the director, whoever directed this, I don't know him or whatever, but whatever, man. I'm not gonna get into that area. I want to stick to the movie, and it's not scary at all. And they try to be scary. And there's a beginning of the movie here where, spoilers, of course, you know that with me. Fuck this movie. And in the beginning of the movie, the guy, it's interesting in the beginning, but they just fuck it all up because there's a naked chick following her from behind. This guy ties her up in this chair and the wheelchair, and he's like, hey, I gotta do this, and he leaves her, and then there's somebody following from behind. It's a cool shot, but it's a naked chick or something. That you can see that, and it falls flat. It's a piece of shit, and it's not scary.
Does choosing what to watch feel like a chore?
Yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, so it's basically a letdown in a huge way, and it's not even a letdown. Let's put it this way. What I want to say about this film is that there's nothing good about it, and it's boring as fuck. And you expect shit to happen, and nothing fucking happens, and they don't explain anything at all. And you just up to the viewer to decide that it's a thing there, a physical thing that's happening, and it's just fucking trash to me, man. And listen, if I had a transmitted disease and there was a naked chick following me all around and shit, I wouldn't be complaining. I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like, well, at least there's a girl or someone or a man, whoever wants to get with me, even though I have this disease. So that I would invite that. So that entity is pretty stupid as fuck too, to be going after people that have diseases. They would want to stay as far away from the people that have diseases. Let's be honest. Like, everybody would want to stay away from that person. They'd be isolated or quarantined. So this is not a fear. So because look at this dude, he wants to bang her. He wants to have sex with her. So she's attractive, and everyone wants to have sex with her anyways. There's a part in the movie where she strips her clothes off and walks towards people that are partying on a boat naked, and she's naked walking towards these people. And I'm thinking in my head, well, then she must be wanting to pass this off to them and get laid. So they don't explain that, though. They don't explain why she does that or what happens with that. And there's a lot of that in this movie. And they try to be cool with it. They try to be sleek with it. They try to be mysterious with this movie. There's scenes where they try to do that, but it's fucking trash. It's cheap. It's a piece of shit. They don't explain anything. So what they're really telling you is like, hey, I'm gonna scare you with the unknown. I'm gonna scare you with your own imagination. You know, you interpret this film the way you see it happening, and that's lazy writing. That's lazy directing. It's lazy filmmaking. The music, it's forgettable. Anyone that praises this music and compares it to John Carpenter music or anything like that, or any kind of score, is fucking, of course, lying. And I'm gonna call liars out all day. You're lying. This movie is shit, and so is the soundtrack. You won't remember one track from this movie, and let them name one track. Somebody, anyone name a track, name a scene. Fuck that. And if they say they're scared of this movie, they're lying. Of course, it's not a horror movie. It's classified as a horror movie. It shouldn't be, because there's nothing horror about it. It's fucking stupid, and yeah, the rating is not even deserved, and the praise is not deserved. So let's go over the plot. I'm done ranting on this fucking piece of shit. So let's go over the plot. Yeah, scary. I just wanted to mention that in Wikipedia here it states that it's a supernatural psychological horror film. Now, what the fuck is psychologically horror about this film? Nothing. What is supernatural about this film? Not a fucking thing, because they don't explain it's supernatural, and it has no supernatural essence at all. And it's psychological? How is it psychological? There's no psychological horror whatsoever. There's nothing torturously, mentally torturing me about this film, except for having to sit through. How long is this film? Sit through the hour and 40 minutes that they drag this piece of shit out and try to convince you that something's scary and convince you that they're artistic and they're trying to spread a larger message. But it's a bunch of shit. So let's go through. It's a supernatural horror film written directed by someone who, I don't even mention their fucking name. You can just read it for yourself. It stars this woman who is very attractive. I do like her. I do like her. There she is. She's good in the role, but it's just, you're in a shit movie. Sorry. So a young woman is pursued by a supernatural entity after a physical encounter, and must, pass it on by having other physical encounters to avoid getting murdered. So listen to this. After a successful limited release. So you can call a movie a success even if it has a limited release. Let's see the definition of a limited theatrical release: is a film distribution strategy releasing a new film in a few theaters across the country, typically art house theaters, in major metropolitan markets. Since 1994, a limited theatrical release in the United States and Canada has been defined. Whatever. So fuck all that. So basically they're trying to say, oh, we're just trying to, I don't even want to get into that. That's for another time. So after a successful limited release, quote unquote, being on March, whatever the dates this fucking piece of shit was released, it received acclaim from critics. Praise was directed at the film's originality. See that? Originality. And Monroe's performance. Yeah, okay, Monroe's performance. I like that. I agree with that statement. It grossed $23 million with a $1.3 million budget. Well, the $1.3 million budget definitely showed. I don't know where that fucking money went. Probably just to pay the actors. I mean, that's basically it, because there's no art pieces or cool sets or nothing. They're just on the street and in a fucking next door house. This could be my neighbor's house. You know what I mean? It could be my house that they're in. That's so fucking cheaply shit. I don't know where that $1.3 million budget comes from. Maybe the camera? I mean, that's probably it. Because they're praising the film's fucking artistic cinematography there, John Carpenter like, which is not. So let's go over through the plot though real quick in this piece of shit. So a young woman named Annie, I'm gonna have to read a little majority of this quickly because I don't remember most of the movie, but I know in the beginning some random chick, you see her, there's no visible threat, she's running out of her house, she goes to the beach, she makes a phone call to her father, she says she loves him, which is so corny and fucking just typical, and it's just shit, you don't really care. They don't explain anything like always, but by dawn it's revealed that she had been brutally murdered. I don't know how they reveal that because they don't remember, but it's a bunch of shit. Probably there's probably nothing cool. Afterwards, here's the main character, Miss Monroe, this Jamie Height, we call her Jay, of course. The main character here goes on a date with Hugh here. Hugh here points to, hey, you see this girl in the back of the theater when they're watching a movie, and Jay says, no, I don't. And Hugh's kind of like bugged out about that. So they go on a second date, and they end up doing it in the back of the car, making love in the back of the car, and she is chloroformed, so she wakes up trapped to this wheelchair. And Hugh explains, the guy she just went on a date with, that, hey, listen, I got something following me. It's a bad entity, he's calling it, and I passed it on to you via intercourse. And she says, whatever. She's like just, he leaves her. There's something in the background that comes upon Jay in the background, and they don't really. That's it. It just like cuts. So they don't really. And then this is the fucking stupid, weird, stupid movie. So no matter. So basically, he drives her home and just throws her out. It's just fucking stupid. He drives her home, so now the thing's after her. He's all good. Blah fucking blah. So, anyways, the next day, the police. I don't know how the police get involved in this or why they get involved with this. Why do the police get involved? She went out with the dude willingly twice and made love to him willingly. All he did was tie her to a chair and drove her home. Like that's what I didn't understand. Like what's the viciousness of this guy? Go fuck that. So anyways, then this is what this movie does. It tries to make big deals out of nothing. It tries to make a big fucking drama out of shit nothing. Out of nothing. So it tries to shock you, or not shock you, but draw you in, or put you on the edge of your seat, or tell you that something's happening when nothing is happening. It's a very stupid movie. It tries to fool you that way. And it doesn't fool me. It's not psychological at all. It's just stupid fucking, you know, like, no, anyways, let's not get into that. I'm ranting so bad. So that night, anyways, there's things happening to her. She's bugging out. She's seeing things. She bugs out. She's like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to sleep with this person or sleep with that person to pass it on. A lot of bullshit happens. There's stupid talk between the friends. It's a slow-paced movie. There's nothing happening. They're talking, but you don't care about their dialogue or what they're saying because the way they deliver it or where they are when they talk. They're in an environment or an atmosphere where you don't give a shit because they might be outside in a circle sitting, and who the fuck does that nowadays? So it just doesn't make sense to me. Or even back in 2015. I mean, it's just a bunch of crap. It's like shit that teenagers wouldn't be acting like. So it's a movie I can't relate to. It's a movie that I don't know. It's not reality. So it's not supposed to be reality. I know that, but it's just a movie that has no purpose, no rhyme to reason when it should. So, anyways, there's a bunch of shit going on between the friends, but there's one guy that really likes this girl, of course, and there's always that one creepy dude that just doesn't get the chick, and he wants the girl, but he can't have her, and all this shit. He's willing to do whatever for her. So he does some shit at the end to. They got a plan to get this entity to trap it, so they do that. And this guy, that wants the chick, that wants to, get with her, of course. He does whatever it takes. He shoots the person or the entity, whatever, and supposedly it's dead and shit. And then they go in the house and they make love, these two people that are left or whatever. Uh, you know, so, and at the end, it still doesn't give you a rhyme or reason. It's still like, hey, I'm around still. So they're in the background, Jay and her new boyfriend there, the guy that's always wanted to get with her and finally does, is walking down the street, and you see someone in the background. So it's saying like, oh, hey, haha, you didn't kill us. You just killed somebody or an entity, and you didn't do the job. So and I don't know what this big guy had to do with anything. Like, what did he have to do with it? Like, did he stand for an STD? Is that what he stood for? The gonorrhea or something? Like, what's the deal with this guy? Let's. I don't even want to see. I already know his identity when I first saw him. It's not a trick or nothing. But yeah, it's just wow. And that's supposed to be scary. They're just like, hey, put a T-shirt on, punch one or two holes in it, just throw some like. I don't want to talk about it, and I can't even believe it cost that much to make. Obviously, it didn't because look at that shit. So that's a little plot line. That's the whole movie in a gist. And I just wanted to rant this out because I had to. And I'm going to say one more thing and continue to say this one more thing. That anybody that praises this fucking movie and that says, oh, it's John Carpenter like, or the soundtrack, they're lying because they don't remember any scenes from this movie. They don't remember any actors' names from the movie. They don't remember any soundtracks from the movie. They can't name a song. They can't even do the little da-da rhythm of the song because there's nothing to remember. They can't remember a scary scene from this movie because it's not a horror movie and there's not one scene that scared them because they're fucking lying. And they're just jumping on what everyone else says. Jump on the bandwagon, everybody, because we're not going to drop gems. We're just going to drop bullshit on your lap and in your face. And we're going to say, hey, this is a fucking horror classic. Go watch it for an hour and 40 minutes. Go spend your time trying to download it or watch it on Amazon Prime for a sub or whatever you're going to fucking watch it. Because, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. It follows me, and it follows me into my fucking boring existence. This movie should follow itself to the trash. It should follow itself to hell. It is garbage. And it shouldn't be fucking watched. And I couldn't believe I even watched this shit because I thought it was gonna get better and they were gonna explain something and something was gonna be there, but there was nothing. And it was just a deceitful trap, a deceitful movie, and it was just all hype, and that's what this movie is. So, fuck this movie, and it's shit. And anyone that says it's psychological horror and supernatural, and they're scared by this, and they want to watch it, they're lying to you. They don't watch this on Halloween. And tell me if a motherfucker on October 31st puts in "It Follows." If you put "It Follows" in on October 31st, you get the fuck out of my house. All right? You could take your sorry ass out the front door. And that's what I'm fucking talking about. You know what I mean? And you know it. And everyone knows it. So "It Follows" gets 2 thumbs down by, Drop Gems all day. And yeah, leave a comment down below, man. Say some shit about this movie. Whether it's good or bad. Say some shit. I would love to hear it because I don't even know. I just know what I hear on YouTube. I know what I hear. And that's bullshit. Praising this fucking trash garbage pile of shit. You fucking scammers. All you fucking scammers out there praising this movie saying it's whatever the fuck it is, it's anything positive. You are full of shit and you're full of it. And I hate you. And I, yeah, and so does "It Follows." It will follow, hope it follows you your whole life that you're a lying sack of branded crap. So, anyways, let's move on from my rant. I love it. Thanks for listening. Drop Gems. I'm out.